Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to another initial focus video. And today we're talking about my 5 biggest mistakes from going to CES this year. And I don't mean to say that going to CES was in return a mistake, because it wasn't. It was one of the best experiences that I've ever had, and I'm very happy I went. But going for the first time, there are definitely a lot of things I want to improve upon for next year. And yeah, just some general mistakes that if next year is going to be your first time, or maybe you're going to NAB or any of the other shows later this year, maybe you can learn from these as well and look at them as general tidbits. Number 1 is pack only the essentials, at least for the showroom floor itself, because I brought 2 suitcases with me. Obviously one had clothes and I stunk my tripod in there, and then one for all my other gear. And the very first day, my backpack was nearly 80 to 90 pounds and my back was hurting before we even got into the show floor. So it was an immediate mistake, because I had literally everything that I ever possibly would have needed in that bag, but not everything I just needed in that bag. So for day 2, I basically stripped out everything. I knew I wasn't going to be editing on the show floor, so I took out my laptop, all chargers like that. Basically anything that I didn't need to get my camera up and running and get me recorded for those videos. Now, if you go more vlog style, or you have a nice, Sony a7S II or GH4, GH5, any compact camera, then you may not have too much trouble in this compartment. If I was just carrying my G7, then that would have been a non-issue. But if you have a big cinema camera or a big rig like I do, then you're gonna wanna pack very, very lightly as humanly possible. Number 2 is think really hard about an audio solution, something that I didn't necessarily do beforehand. Thank you, Greg, very much for letting me use one of your lav. And as you can see, I've picked up my own lav mic here, and because I'm a huge fan of it, and this is actually my second time recording out here, I just want to say real quick, because I'm still learning how to use it, and the DAC inside the camera isn't the best, so everything was crazy pop. Hopefully this one's good, because I'm about to lose light in about 10 minutes or so. So yeah, I hope this sounds better. But anyway, think of a good audio solution to bring, because I brought 2 microphones with me, a Rode Video Micro, which is on my G7, which is good for vlog stuff, but when you're standing a decent distance away from the camera, it would have picked up everything around me. So you would have heard me, but you also would have heard the 100,000 other people standing around me. Second mic I brought was the Rode NTG4 Plus shotgun mic, which I feel like would have worked pretty well. However, a shotgun mic, you have to make sure stays in your direct line of sight, and if there's a loud thing right next to me or right behind me, it would have picked it up. But I couldn't use it really, because I would have had to record separate audio, because it doesn't really work with the Blackmagic camera, because it needs phantom power. So I would have had to go in the H4n, which would have been a huge annoyance. So anyway, I had a nice adapter to make a wired lav mic work, which is what you guys see in all my CES videos. So again, thank you very much, Greg. And as you can see, I'm going to be using a lav for remote type videos as well. Last night video was also on the first video that I uploaded using this new wireless lav system. It's actually pretty cool. You can go a super decent distance, I guess, using it. So I'll be right back. I don't know how much you guys are gonna see me now. I'm pretty sure the packaging says 100 meters, which I think is 200 feet, because I'm a stupid American who doesn't remember the conversion length, but whatever, it's a pretty long. This is longer than any cable that I have, that's for sure. Well, I did see a cool YouTube video of a guy who took an auxiliary cord 10 miles or something, which was absolutely insane. Oh, almost slipped on mud. Number 3 is batteries, and bring more batteries. So for my cinema camera, I only have 1 battery, because they are insanely expensive, and most of the time 1 is just fine. But when you can't charge during the day, and these types of batteries take 4 to 5 hours to charge, it's very hard to just have one. I basically had to, at the beginning of the day, think, okay, I know I have to do this booth, and then we have this after party, so I definitely need battery for that. And you had to constantly think about it. It was super annoying. Smaller cameras, especially DSLRs, do amazing with battery. My G7 is amazing on battery. It was plenty fine just using one. But even as your main camera, I'd have at least 2 batteries and you should be good. Number 4 is strategize the convention center. Especially CES is 3 convention centers, at least it was this year. So getting from place to place was incredibly hard, and you had to take an Uber or walk a very long distance, and you couldn't exactly get there within 5 minutes. So you had to kind of plan what booths you wanted to see when, how fast you were going to get through each convention center. So definitely when you walk through the halls for the first time, look at a map and kind of plan out your day, and not just be like me and be like, ooh, DJI's over there, ooh, Star Wars drones over there, oh, camera gimbal, oh, an AK display, and all these different things. You definitely want to kind of plan if you want to get the most videos or the most social networking, whatever you are there for. You want to strategize kind of a game plan for how you're going to move about the convention centers. I'm not too mad considering this was my first one. I kind of was just in that consumer awe moment all the time, but definitely for next time, I will be strategizing even more. And number 5 is bring more business cards than you think. Now, the true story to this is I may or may not have left my business cards in my closet, so I only had about 10 in my pocket at the time. But anyway, I saw people running out of business cards left and right. You are going to be meeting hundreds and hundreds of people, and especially as a YouTuber, I want to meet a lot of vendors and CEOs and people who manufacture these products that I want to review and that they may want me to review. So exchanging business cards is obviously the easiest form and the most professional moment in a introduction for a business transactional meeting to take place to exchange information, and I was not able to do that a lot of time. Thankfully, I got a stack of people's business cards. Half the time I was writing my information on the back of Greg's, or they would just input their information, whatever it was. Bring more business cards because you always need more. I would say if you want a specific number, I'd say print like 500. And they don't even have to be fancy. I mean, get Vistaprint or like Staples. You can get it for like 10 bucks. And I'm going to throw in a final little bonus here and say don't go alone for a couple reasons. One, just the social aspect. It's a very fun event, and unless you're going to be meeting up with people there, yeah, it definitely wouldn't have been as fun if I wasn't there with Greg and Mark and met other YouTubers along the way. But for a more productivity standpoint, it is very hard to run a camera by yourself. Sure, I can set up a tripod and camera like I am now, except there's 175,000 people walking around you, and they will knock over your stuff, they will bump into it, they'll walk in front and everything. So definitely, whether you're handheld, tripod, it's good to have a second person running the camera, just helping out, blocking traffic, stuff like that. And it's just good to have a friend. So don't go alone. Don't be that loner. Don't be like me. Even though I had Greg and Mark, it was very hard. Not having a cameraman, having to wait for Greg to finish his products. I know it sounds so ungrateful right now. But it definitely would have been easier if I had my own assistant helping me out. So yeah, those are my 5 mistakes. Hopefully you guys learned something. I know I learned a lot for next time. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.